Low self-esteem is like going through life with the handbrake on. Maxwell Maltz. If I were to ask you to rate your self-esteem on a scale of 1 to 1,000, what would it be? The more self-esteem we have, the more challenges we can take on. High confidence equals high self-esteem equals high success rate. Great results. Although confidence is deemed to be one of the best qualities, it's actually one of the most elusive as well. So how do we get better self-esteem? In the following video, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to implement higher self-esteem. Some visualization tactics that have absolutely changed my life. Number 1, it is absolutely critical to realize your self-worth. True confidence comes from knowing who you are when you're stripped of everything else. All the material possessions that you own, you're stripped of, that's who you are. So a good exercise that I use for this is I actually visualize myself sitting in a room, and outside the room there's this glass that someone's looking through, and that someone is actually someone that you love and care about, and they love you. They believe in you. So what you're going to do in this visualization is you're going to hear the thoughts that they're thinking about you or things that they've said in the past. You're going to come out of your body, go into theirs, and really feel what that feels like to be that person when they're showering you with thoughts. See, oftentimes it's our own thoughts that lead us astray the most. So if you can get into somebody else's mind that loves you and cares about you, your subconscious mind can start to recreate that in your own life experience. Number 2 is to work on your thinking. You see, the average person thinks 65,000 thoughts a day. And the speed of light is not the fastest force in the universe, it's actually the speed of thinking. Think about it. When was the last time you thought about your mom in Nebraska or Michigan, wherever she is, or your dad, and all of a sudden they called you? That thought has a frequency that goes out, sends it back to you in the form of a telephone call. In most, the large part of the society's thinking is also negative. They focus on fears, worries, they watch the news, they see things that hold them back and keep them in a fear state. People in a fear state are easier to control. So to change your thinking, we have to work on our inner dialogue. We have to change the things that we're saying about ourselves. We have to stop judging other people, because when you're judging other people, you're actually judging an extension of you. If we truly believe we're all in this together, we believe that we're all one, then you shouldn't be judging other people because you're only limiting your own greatness. The next time you think a hurtful thought, challenge yourself and say, why do I think this? Where does this come from? Is another question that you can ask. And ask it over and over until you isolate it and drill it down to what it really is. Number 3 is to prove your subconscious mind your worth. You see, if you were to step on stage and speak at an event and you're not a speaker, you might get a little nervous. You might start thinking about past situations where you were upset and you didn't really speak as well as you could at the end of it, or whatever the situation may be. Your subconscious mind starts to sabotage you, you start to feel bad, you get that feeling in your body to where you're just not at the top level of your performance. So what can you do instead? Well, what I like to do is something in neuro-linguistic programming called timelining. I like to see myself ahead of the event, already completing that speech, already completing this video that I'm giving to you now, already done. What does it feel like in that space? Well, I feel great because I delivered an amazing video. I feel great because I touched a lot of people's lives that are actually watching this. I feel great because they're sharing it with their friends and their family because of the information that we've shared has impacted them on such a deep level. I start to take that on, my subconscious mind starts to feel it. So by the time the camera light turns on, I've already seen it in my mind's eye. That's how you start to shapeshift your subconscious mind and start to create a different reality than the one that you're probably on track to create when you don't understand how this thinking stuff works. So we have to change the subconscious mind. So over the next 7 days, I want you to utilize these tools that I've implemented in this video for you. I want you to start to see what shows up when you start living from that space, the bigger, brighter version of yourself. I'm Drew Canoli. Remember, we're in this together, and I'll see you next week.